Is your perfectionism stopping you from launching your business? If so, stop the scroll because today we are going to talk about the perfectionism trap and how you can break free for the success of your business. All right, so let's get started. All right, so today we're going to talk about perfectionism. Actually, all month I'm talking about perfectionism because it is one of the things that kills businesses, right? I was doing some research and you can find all different kinds of numbers, but I know that at least 2/3 of businesses that get started don't ever actually get launched because people get into this trap of perfectionism. They never feel like anything is good enough, right? And it's killing their business launch. And so today we're going to talk about it, right? So I want to talk about the dangers. First of all, the dangers of perfectionism. The first one is that it can actually stop you from launching that business and proving your offer converts. And so this is one of the things that I teach my clients in the Business Foundation Accelerator program, is that one of the ways that you can get through this perfectionism trap is to just launch your business. Just go for it. Imperfect and all, you just do it. And one of the reasons why is because you want to prove that your offer can convert. When you prove that your offer converts, then it's going to be easier for you to invest your time and your money and everything into your business because you've proven it, right? You know that people want what you're selling, and it makes it a lot easier for you to continue on with your business, right? But when you get stuck in the perfectionism trap, you may never actually launch and you may never actually prove that that offer converts. And so what does that do to you? It keeps pounding on you, right? It's pounding on your confidence and your self-esteem and all of those things that we do to ourselves, right? And so you don't want to get into that trap. That's why I always teach my clients to simply go for it. That's what we do in the Business Foundation Accelerator program, is we go for it and we get the minimum viable things that you need to stand up your business so that you can get your first paying clients. And once you do that, then it's easier for you to continue to move forward and to go back and do some continuous improvement and stuff like that so that you can improve on what you already started. But that's one of the first dangers, is that you may never actually launch your business. You may never actually prove your offer converts. The other thing is, if you are further along in your business and you have a team, you already have people, and you start getting into this perfectionism problem, you can actually squash the innovation of your team. Your perfectionism hurts them, right? Because it causes them stress. They get afraid to do anything. They get afraid to take initiative because they're afraid they're going to do it wrong, because you are there constantly in their ear telling them that it's wrong or criticizing it or whatever, right? So one of the things that you need to do to get out of that perfectionism problem with your team is to simply let go and let them do their jobs. Give them enough rope to fail, right? Otherwise, they'll never learn. First of all, they'll never learn, and they won't even want to work and try that hard for you because they'll be afraid of disappointing you and they don't want to deal with that, right? So it will squash their initiative. And one of the things that we need as entrepreneurs is to have people on our team that take initiative and will make decisions and won't be afraid to make decisions. And when we are stuck in our own perfectionism trap, it can reflect onto our team, and then it makes them afraid to act. So let go, let your team do their job, rely on their expertise and their initiative, and reward them for that. And then you can always give them feedback and constructive criticism, but try not to get into that perfectionism trap where you're just hurting your team basically and squashing innovation. Finally, you could actually be causing yourself health problems and all kinds of self-esteem and confidence problems, right? When you get into this perfectionism trap, because here's one of the reasons why, is because when you're in perfectionism, it's hard for you to make progress, right? Let's go back to that person who's trying to launch their business and they can't seem to get out of this. Oh, I'm worried that it's not going to be good enough. It's not going to work. I'm going to look like an amateur and all of those things that they worry about, right? And by just going for it and launching, warts and all, you can prove that your offer converts, and that's going to help you with your confidence. But if you stay stuck in that perfectionism, you're never getting your work out there. So you're never even getting a chance to get feedback from real people and not just your own head. And you're never giving yourself the opportunity to make money, right? And so let's go back to the iPhone. Let's talk about the iPhone. You talk about the iPhone all the time. It is the perfect example of the iterative process of development. And they definitely didn't stay in that perfectionism trap. Remember, in 2007, in January, they announced that they were going to have the iPhone out by July 2007. When July was coming up, all the marketing, everything's built, they're already saying it's coming, right? And so they couldn't delay the release of the iPhone 1 because everybody was expecting it, right? Their stakeholders were, everybody is waiting for this thing to be released. So instead, what they did was they cut two features out of the phone that they wanted to have in place. One was the forward-facing camera, the other was flash photography. And so they actually cut those two features out and still released the phone. What did it do for them? It gave them an opportunity to prove that that offer was going to convert. It gave them the opportunity to raise much needed revenue to continue the project. And then perhaps they needed to get new people that knew that technology for the forward-facing camera, or they needed to put their people through education, or maybe those people just needed a little bit more time to innovate, right? And they just ran out of time, right? And so what happens with us smaller businesses is we just keep postponing the deadline, right? You keep postponing it. And what that is doing is costing you money. And when you don't get it out there, then it starts costing you in terms of your confidence in whether or not you have a good, viable product or offer, right? And so that's why we want to make sure that you stay out of that perfectionism trap. Just like the iPhone did, they released that iPhone 1, they sold one devices in 6 months, and that gave them all that revenue they needed to create the iPhone 2 and the 3 and the 4, and now they're up to 15 or probably 16 coming out soon, right? And each time they're always making a little bit more improvement on it and tweaking this and making it more secure and all the different things that they want to do, and some of those nice to haves that they wanted to have early on that they had to skip because they didn't have the technology or they didn't have resources or whatever it was, right? And so that's why we don't want to stay in perfectionism, because that iPhone 1 was in 2007. Imagine if they would have just kept putting that off, right? They wouldn't be at the iPhone 15 now or whatever. They might be at the iPhone 10 or whatever. And so think about your own products. Where are you? And put it in the comments. Where are you on your iPhone? When you think about one of your products or services, what version are you on? Is it number 1, 2, 3, 5, 10? Where are you at? Just getting past version 1 is going to break the seal, right? It's going to break the seal on what it is that you want to do, and then prove that you can make that thing convert, and then you'll be able to continually improve on that thing, and it'll grow up into something better, right? So just because maybe you're like, let's say you have a product that you want to sell eventually for $1,000, right? And so you're getting it ready and you start small and you have very few features on it. Well, maybe you can't sell it for $1,000 now, but eventually it can grow up into that. And so if you use continuous improvement and stay out of perfectionism and create that minimum viable product, then use continuous improvement and the iterative process to go through, get it out there, sell some, get feedback, feedback and data, and then make improvements and then release again. And you're just doing this cycle every single month. That's what the iPhone's doing, right? Every single year, that's what they're doing, is they're just going through an improvement cycle to continually improve their product. And that's what you can do. So maybe a product that starts out free, like a lead magnet, can grow up into a course that's eventually $1,000. That's the idea of the iterative process of development. So let me know in the comments where you are at with your iPhone and what number you're on. Okay? All right. Make sure that to keep yourself out of perfection, that you always ask yourself, am I being a perfectionist? Am I being unreasonable with the things that I'm expecting out of myself with my current skills, the current team that I have? That might just be you. Remember, we're wearing a lot of hats, right, as solopreneurs, and don't yourself to do more or be capable of more than you are. It might take you some time. So that being said, you can learn the bare minimum you need to get a product out there, and then keep going through the iterative process to improve yourself, improve your skills, improve the product, and then keep raising the prices as you do so. All right, so I hope that helps. If you haven't got my workbook yet, you should grab my new workbook. It's called Perfectionism, the Silent Business Killer. And it is free on my website. You can go to thescrumshop.com/workbooks to grab it for free from there. And then just remember, minimum viable product, continuous improvement, and the iterative process are going to keep you out of perfectionism. All right, you guys. So I hope to see you in the comments, and I will see you there. Have a great day.